a beautiful city from Budapest. I would like to show you a social science project about a perception of students, perception of youngsters, how they thinking about online educations and generation. Actually, we are on the beginning of this project, and I will tell you what kind of research result what we have now. I have to tell this disclaimer that this presentation is sponsored by the Hungarian Academy of Sciences in the framework 19/2021, identifying generations with big data logic in the post-pandemic period. English is not my native language, so I'm deeply sorry for the mistakes. I will try my best. And what happened in Hungary in youth research? We have got a large scale youth research, what is representative on age, school, settlement, and this focus on the investigation of the life situation of young people aged between 15 and 29. Every 4 years, we make a survey, and this is the 6th wave of it, with a sample of 8,000 people. And we think, or we believe, that we have reached a limit of this survey-based research because, you know, the compliance of the social expectations, the problem of the validity, the artificial interview situation. That's why we think that survey is very important for us, but we have got the limit of it. And how we can expanding our knowledge, how we can getting a little bit to know better young people, and thanks to the digital turn of the social science, it is possible already for us, for researchers, to acquire knowledge involving a large number of elements of interactions in real time, temporarily and permanently influencing the attitudes and thinking of young people. So that's why we tried to renew the Hungarian youth research method, or another method what we suggest, and we know the survey is very important, but two type of methods what we suggesting. First of all, it's very interesting that we don't want to know, how can I say, what we are interested in, we researcher. It's better to know what the young people are interested in. That's why we used focus groups to ask them what kind of topic they are interested in, and that's why so-called social listening. This is a big data method. This is an algorithmic analysis the posts written in social media platform by young people, and we are all in the post-COVID situation, and that's why we focused. And one of our question is one of our research question. I'm deeply sorry, but I cannot answer it now. But one of our research question is there the COVID, the pandemic situation after this? There is a new era of generation, you know, X, Y, or Z, and so on, is beginning. It's the new experience. How deep is this new experience for the young people? And we believe, or we hope, that at the end of the big data analysis, we can answer this question. It's important that I can now only show you the research, the main research result of the focus groups, and some interesting thing what we are doing with the social listening analysis. But the main research results are based in the focus groups. Oh, okay. The research, we had got 3 research questions. First of all, how the Hungarian young people, also aged 15 till 29, you know, because the questionnaire, the survey is also based in this period. We know that the youngsters, or the youth age, is a little bit broader than 15 to 29, but traditionally the survey-based research is also in this age. So how did the young Hungarians construct the coronavirus epidemic, and how they experienced it? Could it have resulted as a COVID generation? The second is the change in values and attitudes, comparing the previous generations. What can we tell about the young people? And the third one, how we can examine either there and then, or lost completely reinterpreted originates for the moment. So the interview, focus groups interview, was an age and education based 3 groups with 7 people, and the text of it we analyzed with the sentiment analysis software survey.io on the basis of a Wheel of Life template. You know, the Wheel of Life template is a 9 part templates. We had got a 10th one. We tried to analyze what about the generations shows us. This template is friends and family, health, financial situation, study, work, physical, environment, leisure, personal goals, relationships, and generations. 2 very important thing what I would like to show you, that the generations and the education part of this text template. But first of all, what we found from the focus groups analysis, it's quite interesting. Perhaps not from perhaps not just only for Hungary, but in a broader point of view also. This one shows this slide that we have recognized 3 sections of the COVID pandemic, COVID in Hungary. The first period was the excitement in the spring of 2020. This pandemic, the lockdown, was something new, something interesting. We found a lot of solidarity in the society. Younger people called older family members, or not only for family members, and told them to help shop or FMCG or anything like this. The second period was in the autumn 2020, the second lockdown, when not only the originally virus came, but the mutations, and it was the period in Hungary of the fear. No more intergenerational contacts or so deep one. No more calls, no more help. It was the fear. What happens when I get also, said the young people, also the virus, will I die or I live forward? And the third one is the period of the rejection from the new year of 2021, that the youngsters rejected the actually everything what they recognized. So rejected a lot of topics to showed that they rejected the reality, the vaccine, and so on. So, and what is about education and generation? Because I told you there is a main focus on this research we had of education and generation. I would like to show you the workload of it. You know, the workload shows how often a phenomena is coming through and in what context. If the color is green, that it's a positive context. If the color is red, then it's a negative context. I will some other workload. I can show you some gray color also. That means in a neutral context. I can show you. As you can see, about the education workload, the education, the school and education was absolutely positive and often called. But the learning and the teachers was in a negative context. Also positive was the face-to-face communication. Negative was the Zoom and the teachers and the fear. Let me show you some examples from this communication. For me, online education had both good and bad sides. The good side was that the exams were obviously easier. I didn't have to pay a sub-rent, but the bad side was that the things I was taught didn't really come through that they taught. I'm learning to physiotherapist. You cannot find out online what and how we do with the patient. That was bad. Horrible headache, including Zoom classes, after which real personal instruction is much better. It was more difficult to learn during online education. I still have shortcomings from that era. About learning, we really didn't learn much because it was very easy to cheat all kinds of systems that the teachers tried to make impossible, but they didn't succeed. I didn't study at all during this period. It was enough for me to get up at 7:29 for the history lesson, starting at 7:30, sign in from my bed and go back to sleep. Even if you wanted to listen, I think you simply can't bear to listen to the third 1.5-hour lesson, and your head hurts and you can't concentrate on what they are saying. Personally, it's much easier. I didn't have such a good time because I couldn't meet my new colleagues at the beginning, and because of this, the community didn't really set up, which I think it's very important at the university, getting to know each other building new relationships, and these were quite difficult to develop because of this. So you can see that was really chaotic what about education going on. I think not just in the Hungarian type, but these are the opinions of young people in education. The second one, what generations, what about their thinking about generations, and also a workload. What is in good context? This is teacher. It's interesting because a teacher was in a bad context in the educational field. Here, in the what they are thinking about generation, the teacher is in a good context. Personality, child, manners, and bad is education, school, community, Instagram, sadness, experience, and the teacher is also, so it was also good and bad context came from the teacher. And as I said, you can see some gray neutral context words. The generational interpretation of young people is also interesting because the younger young people, so between 15 and 17, thinking a little bit other about generation than the older young people. The young people thinking about generational characteristic negative. Typically, they are mentioned negative things, and the older one are thinking positively, typically positive thing what they are mentioned. The younger generation and also the older generation said the young people that they are phone addicted. It's interesting because it was no difference between the younger youngsters and older youngsters. And the younger youngsters thinking about the olders, that they have low stimulus environment and conservative values, and the older generation thinking about themselves or about older generations that religiosity, they are respecting for traditions, community, slow pace of life. Let me also show some examples how the young people are thinking about generations. I think what separates the generation is that everyone's experiences are different. Those generation who grew up during the war or under communism, or us, for example. I think we are the last generation where we really have personal relationship that we got through space. We didn't grow up in this online world. That is not how we make friends. We didn't only make friends with schoolmates, but there were communities where you could grow up, you could make friends on the street. And also human kindness. The word wasn't that bad in our childhood, because now I think it's a bit degenerate. We can't really live without a phone. I have a friend whose phone was taken from her in class, and she developed such withdrawal symptoms. We play more and more video games, myself included. We get less experience, we meet less, we prefer to talk on the phone, we Instagram more, and of course this is not good, but that is how life is now. It's quite negative. I can't emphasize the positive. The earlier the generation, I think it will get worse and worse. And last but not least, I would like to, these are all about focus groups, what we recognize about education and generations. And we are at the beginning of the data analysis of this big data social listening period. I'd like to show you what kind of data we have. Actually, nearly 3 million pieces of content we get from this software with 132 keywords, what is related to COVID and education and generation. This is a keyword search. The share of the social media platforms, that approximately 1/3 of Facebook, 1/4 of Instagram, 1/6 of TikTok, and the other Twitter, Reddit, YouTube's, blogs, forums, media, and news portals. And the 71 web text analyzes what we use, but I told you we are really at the beginning. What we have already from the big data analysis, the strongest negative emotions are the study, work, the family and the friend relationship, and the getting know each other. It's interesting. The young people has difficulties in keeping in touch, missing personal meetings, family events, milestones. For example, the graduation is what is missing there. Increasing tension due to closeness, emergence of conflicts, termination of partnerships, what we have found, and also the family conflicts because of the social media war situation were linked the vaccination against the coronavirus. What we have all together, that growing generational tensions during the epidemic situation, increasingly complex online habits, strengthening new areas, self-development, healthcare, administration in online, increasing fear of loneliness, and also increasing fear of erosion of personal relationship and mental health, growing skepticism of social institutions, decreasing trust of media, state institutions, opinion leaders, increasingly existential anxiety, and the most important value is the validation of the aspect of sovereignty, freedom, free decision, one's own and the micro community. So I really hope that next year I can present the research result of the social listening. In nowadays, this is what I can show you. Thank you very much for your attention.